Okay, believe it or not, it's actually going to be easy to do my low, my high, my acts of kindness because I know exactly what they all are. It's, you think that would be my high, but no, it's not. Okay, so my low yesterday. You know, it's funny. Like all throughout the day yesterday, and it wasn't apparent like on camera yesterday when I did my video because I just done it, but you guys know that I always like to, get cleaned up, look nice in front of the camera. Professionalism, appeal, if you will. And it wasn't apparent at first. And maybe I actually did do this, but a part of me isn't convinced that I did. But all throughout the day yesterday, and maybe if I did do this, it was probably bad because of like the weather and humidity. I don't know. But all throughout the day, I'm just looking at my hair like, man, my hair doesn't look as good as it does. And all throughout the day, I'm just looking like, I mean, I know it's hot, but it's not like that bad. And then like, wait, did I actually forget to wash my hair yesterday? So, if I actually forgot to wash my hair, then my low is not doing that before doing my video yesterday. Which, let's be honest, I mean, again, I still think I at least look nice. And again, I try to be and act like a professional. So I guess there really is no shame in that. But man, because I take pride in my grooming. I really do. Try and do my best to clean shave, smell nice, fresh breath. Because, I always brush my teeth before making a video. It's just one of those things where like, I really wasn't sure if I did or not. So if I actually did wash my hair and I'm just being paranoid, then my low is also almost missing a certain scene from a movie I saw yesterday. Speaking of which, it actually ended up being my high, and that is when because here's the thing, it was really my old man and I that were hanging out yesterday. And believe it or not, Freeform, I believe, is actually showing Mary Poppins. And I thought I had missed my favorite scene from the movie, which would have been a low. Well, here's the thing. Not my favorite scene, my favorite song. Which, full disclosure, I actually missed Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. I missed that scene yesterday. Which, worst case scenario, I guess I'll consider that my low, because I really do like that song. But my high is, I ended up seeing my favorite song. I'll explain what it is in a minute. And another high I had yesterday was, okay, so I'm about to leave, I'm about to head home, and my brother was actually sitting on my parents' stoop in front of their house. Like, he said, "Hi, Nick." I'm like, because I was wondering, because I had no idea where the "Hi, Nick" came from. So I'm like looking around like, then I like looked behind me because from where my brother was, he was actually sort of like behind me, like kind of like this. And then I'm like, because here's the thing, my brother lives all the way in Corning, and obviously my parents live in Big Flats. My brother's car wasn't around. So I'm just looking like, how'd you get here without a car? And then my brother's like, "You must be dreaming. Go back to your car." And I'm like, okay. I love my brother, but man, he is weird sometimes. Oh, and my act of kindness was I was able to make my father dinner last night. Actually had a pork chops, baked potatoes, and I actually made Brussels sprouts this time. And actually, here's what I did. I sauteed the Brussels sprouts with onions and garlic, and deglazed the bottom of the pan with white wine vinegar and red wine. So, yeah, it was really, really good. And, excuse me. I'm sorry, I thought I was sneeze again. Had a yawn, though. Good morning and happy Thursday, everybody. Man, that was a long intro. And, actually, what should I talk about? I was talking about my favorite scene from Mary Poppins. I'm sure I probably mentioned this before, but on the off chance that, I didn't, my favorite scene from Mary Poppins is also my favorite song from Mary Poppins. And let's be honest, if you've seen the movie Mary Poppins, you know about the song Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, which, by all accounts, I love that song. I love everything that goes into it. I love how upbeat it is. I love how fun it is. I love everything about it, for sure. But if I'm picking my favorite song from Mary Poppins, I'm sorry. I gotta go Feed the Birds. I love that song. And full disclosure, I love that song so much that, because here's the thing, and you guys know this, and if you've seen me, if you've been watching my videos, you know this well enough. I take emotion very seriously. Like, I feel that crying is like one of the most beautiful things that a human being can ever do. Because it's emotional, it's raw, it's beautiful. I mean, yeah, sometimes it doesn't look appealing, but it doesn't need to look appealing to know that it is proof that you are human. Feed the Birds is one of the few songs I've ever listened to that legitimately made me cry. That's how beautiful of a song it is. I love that. I mean, I've heard that song so much that I still become overwhelmed with emotion. I'm just not outright bawling after hearing it. And there are other songs I've heard too that have that genuine effect. The River Lullaby from Prince of Egypt, that gets to me. Same Love by Macklemore and Ryan Lewis, that always made me cry too. But man, Feed the Birds. I mean, if I'm looking for like the best possible versions of that song, obviously the original by Julie Andrews, of course that one's going to be good. But no kidding, several years ago, Kristen Chenoweth of Wicked fame, yeah, she was the good witch in Wicked. She did a really great job. I'm like, okay, she's more than just the good witch from Wicked. All right, I can deal with that. And actually, when Kristen Chenoweth performed that song, she actually told a story of how before Walt Disney had passed away, because here's the thing, when he first made Mary Poppins, he had these two people known as the Sherman Brothers to write the music. And they wrote Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. They wrote a simple cup of sugar makes the medicine go down. All that music. Naturally, they also wrote Feed the Birds. Before Walt Disney had died, in the days before the end, he would ask one of the Sherman Brothers and be like, play it again for me. Because Feed the Birds was actually Walt Disney's favorite song. Yeah, it was. At least I think it was. I'll put the YouTube link to Kristen Chenoweth doing Feed the Birds in the description down below. But I swear she mentioned something about Feed the Birds being Walt Disney's favorite song. I think it was. It sounds like it would be. I mean, Feed the Birds is a great song. Whether or not it fills you with emotion like it does for me or not, it's still a really great song. I'm not going to dispute that. It just means, again, music affects people differently. And to me, it does overwhelm me with emotion because it is a very beautiful song, very somber song, and it actually just occurred to me, that song comes not immediately after Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. But it's like the song that plays after. And now that I think about it, both of those songs being played back to back complement each other really well. Huh. That's actually some clever writing by the good people over at Disney. Who knew? Right. So you now have my 2 cents on easily one of my favorite Disney songs. If it turns out I'm wrong and it wasn't Walt Disney's favorite song, it's definitely one of my favorites. That's for sure. And, yeah. So let's get into one thing I have been forgetting to talk about this week, and that's, this week's new episode of Hot Ones. And the guest is Dua Lipa. I have no idea who that is. So I actually tried looking it up. And okay, apparently, because I'll be honest, Dua Lipa sounds like it should be like the name of a rapper, and it's not. She's actually an English singer who, for the life of me, I cannot think of any of her music. I cannot. I mean, to be perfectly honest, I've yet to actually look up any of her songs. Because normally here's the thing, normally if it's a musician that I don't know about, I do tend to listen to their music before or after the Hot Ones episode just to get to know them better. A great example of this was back when Billie Eilish was on Hot Ones, way back when. Which, hey, what can I tell you? I like Billie Eilish now. She's awesome. But Dua Lipa, I'll be honest, I have no idea what song she does. I'm probably going to yell that in the description and in the comment section. Why I say description? Is people comment in the comment section. What am I saying? Right. So, yeah, I mean, she's a model, singer. Let's see. Produced singles like Being the One and IDGAF, which, yes, I know is an acronym. I'm not going to say what the entirety of the acronym is out loud because that involves cursing. I'm not going to do that here. Seriously, after all this time, you would think I would resort to cursing, for people like me, but I don't even do that. It's not apropos. Not doing that. Okay, this is interesting about her. Released in April of 2018, the single One Kiss with Calvin Harris peaked at #1 in the UK and became the longest running #1 single for a female artist in 2018. Okay, now I have to look up the song One Kiss. I'm sure it's probably going to come back to me immediately after I hear it. But yeah, I'm really anxious to see how she's going to do with the Wings of Death. And one thing I didn't forget, and I don't think I mentioned this last week, but in last week's episode of Hot Ones, Sean Evans is clearly back at the Hot Ones office. So, at least it looks like it's the Hot Ones office. And Dan Levy was at home. I wonder if that format's going to be the same for today. It probably will be. I mean, yeah, that's probably it. You know what? I just realized what my low yesterday was. I mean, I already said several things about killing low, but you know what my low was? I forgot to wish my brother a happy One Piece Day yesterday. Yeah, I said this plenty yesterday, but for those of you who weren't aware, yesterday, July 22nd, is referred to as One Piece Day. Now, you guys know I'm a fan of One Piece, and One Piece first published its first chapter on July 22nd, 1997. So One Piece, as a serialized published product, is 23 years old. Meaning, it's long been old enough to drive. It's long been old enough to drink alcohol. And you know, right now the sky is the limit. So, and come to think of it, the number of videos I do for the rest of my life, the sky's the limit on that too. Yeah, that sounded kind of corny. Oh well. I'm gonna see my folks tonight. Maybe you were having corn on the cob. Although one thing I did get to see my mom for a little bit yesterday. She made her banana nut bread. Yes, banana nut bread is awesome. I love my mom's banana nut bread. Been a while since she's made her zucchini bread, which is actually another mom food that I'm getting into. So, yeah. So note to self: lasagna and zucchini bread. Those are two mom food chronicles I have to get to down the line. Like, favorite, share, hit the subscribe button. Follow me on the social media platforms. Turn on the notification on YouTube. I'm very humbled to make this video for all of you guys who watch and enjoy today. And hopefully you have a wonderful, wonderful Thursday. And remember, if you guys want to talk or chat, I'm always going to be here to lend an ear. I'll always be back. Take care and make good choices. See ya.